we started advertising in Facebook and in the digital campaign, we targeted those two sectors, and that is how we were able to get our first customer in place.
Hi guys, this is Vaibhav,
Hi, this is Akshay.
and today we'll be discussing our role of marketing and branding in a startup and how they can help you in taking your startup from 0 to 1, how much money to spend into marketing, to spend at all or not, and what are the ways of marketing that a startup can have, both funded or not funded.
Correct. We will take you through the steps where you are bootstrapped and you have no money to do marketing, do frugal marketing, how to do 0 to 1 with marketing, and how to take that 1 to 10 or 100 with marketing as well. And we'll also take you through our journeys on how we actually used digital, non-digital forms of marketing and branding to help us reach where we are today. And it's just the beginning also for us. We're just at 0 to 1, and now we're thinking of doing 1 to 10 and 100. So over to you, Vaibhav. I think you can start.
Yeah. So guys, first of all, what is marketing? Marketing, as it's taught in business school, it is the creation of demand. Okay. So guys, there are three stages of demand. One is need, want, and demand. Need is felt deprivation. If I feel that I'm thirsty, and that is a need that I'm feeling for water. The want, when I decide that I will be buying a water bottle, that is a want. If I have money to back that want, that becomes a demand. These are standard terms that are taught in MBA colleges. Okay guys, before I start, it is very important that we know the difference in advertising and marketing. Advertising is a part of marketing, and in initial stages of startup, what you really need is orders. You really don't need those things which bigger corporations are really going for, top of mind awareness or brand recall. These are terms used by very big organizations. You really don't need them. What you need is some order. 0 to 1, we need one order, guys. So actually, what you really need is advertising more than marketing, because as founders, you will be running on the field, meeting the customers in the very initial stages. So what I say is that in initial times, advertising, which is a part of marketing, takes the major chunk. And now the kind of advertising you do can be offline or online. My favorite, and I believe in this technology date, online is going to be a very good tool to sell your product. You can advertise your product on Google, you can advertise your product on Facebook. How much money you need to put into that is completely decided by hidden trial. You cannot know beforehand that much money is going to be put in that. As you proceed, you will realize, okay, by spending 2,000 rupees, I get one lead or I get one customer. So that is the mathematical formulation you will develop as you go ahead. So in marketing, focus on advertising. In advertising, focus on online advertising. And in online advertising, the cost of acquisition of customer will become clear with time only.
Correct. And the things that we did actually was, so I had a previous startup as well. And in that, we used to go to these pages called as Ask Me Anything. And these used to be forums where you used to get demand for certain items. So somebody would say that put me in touch with an interior designer, or put me in touch with somebody who can do design services in particular zones. So it could be Chembur, it could be Mumbai, it could be Bangalore, it could be even Koramangala, or some small section. And we used to pick up leads from there and then start calling them. Then we found out that there are other digital platforms where people are putting in demand, but they do not know from where to get the supply from. So those were the very frugal ways in which Furnished actually found out its first few customers with actually zero spends in any kind of ads or marketing, right? And what we did as Kazam, right? We actually started by investing as little as 100 rupees, in the Facebook account, and we used to market by putting out certain images saying that if you want a charging station, or are you looking for an EV vehicle, and that would come on to as a lead to us, and then we would start calling them. So we have gone through that whole journey, as Vaibhav mentioned, of how much you should be investing in a startup, in a marketing for your startup, and then how much does it actually take you to get one customer or a lead to get the first sale or the first order in place. We started a YouTube channel first, talking about news in the electric vehicle space, and we got a lot of followers just on the basis of that. And the only thing that we needed over there was our cell phone, which had a mic and a camera in it, and the access to an internet where we could shoot and upload these videos. Over a period of 2 months, we actually garnered around 1,000 followers who were ready to watch our videos on a daily basis. And finally, all that you need is consistency. If you're able to put one video every day, YouTube will reward you, right? And that's the reason why we were able to create very early traction onto our platforms. And you will see that we are doing these videos on a regular basis is also because we want to build a lot of employee branding. This gives a lot of connections on LinkedIn to help us and create a brand for ourselves and Kazam, where we were able to push or understand the employee mindset and create followers for ourselves where they could come and understand what Kazam is building. It creates a kind of suspense, you could say, or curiosity where they would want to know what actually Kazam is building. And these were very small snippets which we were giving out on the LinkedIn platform for our employee branding perspective. So there are multiple frugal ways that you can do where you really do not need to spend a single rupee to actually come out and market yourself.
Yeah, talking about the frugal ways, Facebook group serves as a pretty good frugal way for many startups to just begin. They form a Facebook group, and the people with the similar interests join the group or a page, and then they start posting and commenting, and they get phone numbers from there, and that's how they get their initial set of customers. That's the first frugal way. Second frugal way is our frugal way, which we had a YouTube channel. We were making daily podcasts, we were doing vehicle reviews, we were doing videos of electric vehicle charging stations, and that also helped us in not only understanding the market but also increased our knowledge about the customer base, and customers also started trusting us. So that was one way we could drive the traffic. So these are the two frugal ways you can really get customers. Then there is obviously Instagram is also picking up these days. So social media can serve as a very good frugal way of marketing. Apart from this, guys, we also got published some pamphlets, or what you call as product brochures and company brochures, very cheap, around 20 rupees per pamphlet, and we distributed it. We had a guy in Pune who was working for us and who is still working for us, and we sent him some of these designs, and he was, whenever he used to travel on road, he used to see an electric vehicle, he would distribute it on the road itself. That is also one of the ways that you can market your product in a very frugal way. So yeah, these are the few tips that you can go about marketing a product. You may not have money to put a big banner, you may not have money to make put millions into social media or something like that, but even if you put like 1,000 rupees, you should get a good 10 leads, and out of 10 leads you can expect one order.
Correct. You will also need to know your target segment, and the only way that you will know that is once you go on the field, start talking to people, or identify one segment where you know that they are the first movers or they are the first people who would adopt your technology. So if I have to give you an example of Kazam, then for us we were very clear that there are two segments of people who buy electric vehicles. One who are the enthusiasts, who think that yes, I want an electric vehicle because it is fast, it is fun, and they're very young, right? That was one category. The second category who wanted electric vehicles were the ones who wanted to be frugal and run away from the costs of petrol, because they knew that petrol prices are going very high and they need to save money, and if they buy an electric vehicle they would anyway save money on electricity and etc. So we understood that segment, and when we started advertising in Facebook and the digital campaign, we targeted those two sectors, and that is how we were able to get our first customer in place and we were able to sell the product in. So it is very important that you understand the profile, and when you are actually advertising and spending say as minimum as 1,000 rupees on advertising, call the customer yourself so that you know that you are getting the right set of person who wants to buy that particular product that you are trying to sell. If it reaches somebody else who you are not targeting, and then it is just waste of money. So always find out and try to optimize, especially when you are at a bootstrap level and you want to get most out of the money that you have spent on it.
Yeah, so if you're starting marketing, so you can just zero on in one particular segment. For example, we could have chosen, let's say all the electric rickshaws around metro stations. I could have just gone there, distributed the pamphlets, get the app downloaded on the rickshaw driver, something like that. So you can just zero in on one particular segment. Let's say we can zero in on one builder segment where I'm going to all the builders, and so that's where sales and marketing kind of overlap. Now. Apart from this, guys, also try to say that there are organic ways and there are inorganic ways. Inorganic ways is where you pay and you directly get your lead or directly get your order. But there are organic ways which are little long term in nature to drive audience to your platforms, portals. One of the important is search engine optimization, creation of content. Like we were creating videos, you can create a lot of content which will eventually drive traffic to your website. One of our videos on YouTube, whose link which we'll put in description, where I interviewed a Revolt bike driver, has today got 21,000 organic views. Keep creating content. Many people make money just by creating content on their website. So imagine how much traffic you will get if you create the good content and good videos. That's one ways that you can drive traffic organically and frugally.
Correct. So Vaibhav, do you think that marketing as a skill can be one of the biggest moats for your startup?
It can be, but I feel it should not be. I mean, as a startup, as a company, I believe that product, you make good products, you make people happy about it. And marketing is a way to land your customer on your product, provided if your product is a commodity kind of product, not a very new or something like that, then I believe marketing takes a first hit.
Okay. So what do you tell about Dukaan or Canvas?
Yeah.
Who became really big with a very noble idea. Obviously, they did build a very good product. You cannot just keep on marketing and expect people to use your product and stay to the product if it is not a good product, right? But to get the first customer and to get the people to your platform, you need to market. And I think somebody like a Dukaan or a Canvas, I think just hit the nail right, where they were able to amass so much of people to use their products when it was such an easy product to think of.
Right. So Canva, guys, Canva has like around millions of backlinks to their website. So even if you write, I want to have a certificate design, you will get Canva. So Canva played a very long-term game, I believe, in creating those backlinks which had taken time. But again, a beautiful strategy, and product was not something which was so technologically IP kind of product. So that's why I believe the marketing took first hand. Similarly, Dukaan also, when it started, it was a very simple application, and I believe for them it was important that get as many people as possible initially onto the platform. And also Dukaan guys are SEO experts because their previous company was ranks.io, and they were delivering search engine optimization services to the clients. So Dukaan guys knew how to crack it. So initially, Akshay, I would say you can get a lot of customers, lot of people onto your website, onto your app, but at some point of time, product has to take importance over marketing, if you want repeat orders.
Correct. I think nowadays, because of all the products and the software, the hardware part of, technology-based companies that are being formed in India, there is a new term called as a product growth manager or a product marketing manager who comes into place, who understands and he gets insights from the market and then tries to ensure that the product itself grows. So they become the owners of the product and then they ensure that the product itself grows, and they have responsibility to ensure that the product looks good, works good, and is also capable enough to be marketed outside very well. So I do agree that with this whole change in the digital first economy, it is important that we marry product and marketing together in one place, and then you're able to sell them very easily, because obviously
I would say to get the initial jump, that initial kick of thousands of users, you can pump in money in marketing and really have crazy marketing ideas, but then eventually, keep evolving the product if you want to retain them, because there is somebody who's definitely gonna come by and
What is your take on the new social media apps in India to replace TikTok and working, spending a lot of money for
People are
getting the
putting,
right creator economy,
Yeah.
right? So, what are your takes on those kind of marketing and having creator economy different ways?
people are, I do go to those apps. I go to Josh, not Josh, but Moj and Takatak. I used to go. So people are really creating the content, and if you want to target a specific segment of people, you can really at least create a account or run ads on that. People are running ads on them. People are running ads on Snapchat and other reel services. But the ROI of advertisements on them is yet to be proven or established. So it's not a very proven thing how efficient it will be to create content or run ads on that. However, influencer marketing I am in pretty good support of. So there are a lot of influencers on various platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, or apps like ShareChat and Takatak and even TikTok. They had a lot of influencers. So now influencer marketing is something I believe is sufficiently a good thing for your marketing strategy. So there are a lot of influencers on these platforms, and for example, if you're selling beauty products and then there is a creator who is making content around beauty, if she promotes your product, you may get good number of
Correct.
So influencer marketing is really becoming.
I think I still remember, platforms like TVF and AIP promoting or building whole series in and around a particular brand to ensure that they get that particular branding
And guys, a
advertising.
lot of your friends will be influencers on Instagram and YouTube. So honestly, I would say that just find them, or some of your friends of friends will be there. So just ask them to put a shout out story to your website, to your app. You'll get good number of people there only. So, and that too, I believe they will do free of cost. So do that. Find there are a lot of people who have 10,000 followers in your network itself. So
Correct.
just go to them and request them to put a story or a shout out or a small video about you guys.
Correct. So I think this basically will take you through 0 to 1. So the way you have to do it is be very frugal. Invest at least 10,000 rupees in getting your first set of users and your first set of sales, so that you then understand what is working, what is not working for your experimentation, and get your first 10, 20 customers or 1,000, 2,000 users onto your platform. The second thing that you should be doing is really focus on the digital economy, because Facebook and its associated brands that are there have made it very easy for you to actually go out there and start advertising. Third is there are already forums that are available, as Vaibhav said, that it could be a WhatsApp group, it could be a Facebook group, and these become very easy platforms for you to get leads automatically without even spending any money on it. Right? Finally, reach out to your extended circle. Networking, I think, really helps for you to actually come out and get leads. So you could have a friend who has 10,000 followers on Instagram, and you could just ask them to do a shout out. It could be your ex-colleagues who can help you get get the first customer through that. So be as frugal as you want. Yes, so those are the ways that you can actually get from 0 to 1. Why don't we now discuss how do we get 1 to 100?
Yeah. So 1 to 100 is an entirely different game. There, perfection kind of comes into picture because when we were going to 0 to 1, we really didn't care much about the coloring of the brochure or something like that, or the font. But then once you're going from 1 to 100, you need professional help. You need professional designers, you need professional branding managers, you need professional marketing managers. The underlying philosophy will remain same, that advertising, organic, inorganic, offline, online, but then you need somebody to put overall structure to the whole thing. Okay, this is the segment we are going to target. This is the positioning of a product, that we are a luxury product, we are a utility product or something like that, and then this is the way we are going to sell at this particular price point. And that's where the whole marketing concepts of 5Ps, pricing, packaging, all those things come into picture, and customer strategy, segmentation, targeting, positioning. So these things would come into picture there, and I would just say that hire people who have done that.
Understood.